Yo, what's a crack? Today I'm bringing you another pressing portion of a workout I did at the gym earlier this week. I kick things off with the pressing exercise I've done with the highest frequency in 2023, the AD press. This is a seated vertical pushing movement done at about 60 to 70 degrees of inclination that heavily recruits the front part of my shoulders, triceps, and more importantly for my personal goals, the upper section of the chest I've been trying to target more preferentially in recent months. The slight inclination I can assume when I lean back against the seat allows me to get multiple repetitions with my PR in the standing overhead press. This massive boost in performance has decisively favored the AD press over the OHP in my deliberations as to which vertical press to include in my training. There is no competition as of now. The AD press is better aligned with my current muscle building goals, given that the upper chest is an area of special interest for me. Similar to what I did on Monday, I start this workout with the heaviest lifts. I first perform 2 sets of the AD press with the barbell at roughly 85% of my 1 rep max. Then I proceed to complete 2 more sets of the same exercise, but this time around I change the implement. The barbell is replaced by a set of dumbbells, which in turn forces me to work with a slightly lighter load. The trade-off makes sense to me. I sacrifice a little bit of weight without decreasing my intensity of effort, meaning that in the 3rd set I still manage to complete the same number of repetitions, but I allow my upper extremities to find a more natural and free pathway as I lift the resistance. The variation with dumbbells gives me the opportunity to keep punishing the exact same muscles I'm interested in growing while reducing the typical wear and tear that occurs when you constantly perform a heavy compound lift with a barbell on a very regular basis for months. The 4th and last set of the AD press is a preview of what's coming next. I have dropped the load by more than 15% so that I can now work with a weight I can lift somewhere near the 10 repetition ballpark. But despite the decrease in weight, that's not a cop-out for hard work. As you can clearly see by the struggle of the last repetition in this set, muscular effort is non-negotiable. It's your call, man. Either you push hard and grow as a result of your effort, or you stay small and weak forever. I don't know about you, but the second is not an option for me. Once I've finished the more intense section of my workout, then I proceed to work with both slightly higher repetition ranges, isolation exercises, and more advanced effort techniques other than simple straight sets with compound movements only. The following section is made up of a superset of an isolation movement followed by a classic compound performed with a very specific execution. The first exercise is the dumbbell chest flies on a flat bench. Hugging the tree is a mental cue I use to remind my brain of what I'm trying to accomplish with this isolation exercise. This is not meant to be a pressing motion, but rather a sweeping movement whereby I seek to pinch a white object in front of me, thus the imaginary tree. Muscular exhaustion in the chest is further compounded by partial push-ups after finishing the first movement. Once I can no longer get the dumbbells out of the bottom of a fly, then I get down to the floor immediately so that I can keep challenging a very similar arm position. Push-ups done in this fashion are practical, convenient, and safe if you want to go down the rabbit hole of going past failure with a compound movement. I'm almost replicating what I did in the chest press machine on Monday, this time around with my own body weight. When performing chest flies, I put special attention in the bottom 2/3 of the hugging action. I emphasize a very acute and deep stretch in my pecs by bringing my elbows as slow as my body can handle safely, pause for a bit, and then, big word alert, horizontally adduct my upper arms, which is a fancy way of saying that I bring my arms in front of me in a sweeping motion. However, please notice that I never bring the dumbbells to the point where they hover above my chest. Make sure that you, first, never lock out your elbows, and second, that you don't get to rest at the top because your joints get stacked. that would defeat the whole purpose of the movement. The easiest way to avoid that potential situation is to look at flies as partial repetitions in themselves, where the whole point is to spend all your time and energy within the bottom portion of the movement. Overloading other anatomical functions where the same muscles are involved is something that people who take hypertrophy training more seriously should be concerned about. However, if you're a beginner lifter watching this video right now, I think the best piece of advice I can give you is this. You could grow much faster than an intermediate lifter like myself by cutting this volume in half. I'm not kidding, that's the beauty of the beginner phase, but here's the catch. And that's where most people fail. In spite of the difference in workloads between you and me, there has to be a fixed and set in stone variable that cannot be negotiated by either of us, and that is effort. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. But war in training.